Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today is the first episode in our new 2026 podcasting season. So we really want to thank everyone for listening and supporting the show over the years. Your questions and comments and feedback are sincerely appreciated, and we really do take everything into consideration in making the show as good as it can possibly be. So with today's episode, it's a little different because we have a recap. And you have Tracey and Kristie on the show as usual. But fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, you get me as well on today's show. And we're just, again, doing a recap of 2025, some of our favorite moments, some of our favorite episodes, and some memorable guests, as well as some things that you may not know about. Some things that happen behind the scenes that make us laugh and just keep the show light and fresh every single week. We also go into some detail on what's coming up for 2026, both on the show and also in Exchange. So hope you enjoy today's episode, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracey Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Kristie Lindahl, Director of Communications.
And for this episode, we have our producer, Brad Augustyniak, with us.
Yeah.
Welcome, Brad.
Well,
Happy
thanks.
New Year.
Happy
Welcome
New Year.
back. Yes. And we're back here to talk about some of our favorite episodes, memorable episodes. We always like having Brad join us for this conversation because he's the behind the scenes person,
Yes.
listening very intently to everything going on. So it's fun.
Yes.
Do you want to kick us off?
Sure.
Because I know you've been thinking about this. It's been a busy year because in addition to all the podcast episodes that we come in and record, you went to convention again.
Yes.
So was that your second convention or third?
That was the second one.
Second
yes, that
one.
Was second. That was second. Yeah.
So you joined us in Louisville and talked to a lot of people.
I
and
did.
Had
Yeah.
a good time there.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Good.
no, conventions are. I mean, it's always fun. It's always good, just to kind of meet everybody and just sort of get exposed to the membership and just get ideas. That's really the biggest thing for me is just when I can go in there and talk to everybody and just get ideas.
Right.
Just get feedback from people, and that was the best part for me. I interviewed a lot of people, and we did a show on that, and so we were able to interview a lot of people. I don't know how many, maybe 20, 25, and just to get their thoughts on what they think about the episode and or episodes, I should say, and what they want to see, and it was neat and to learn all about their clubs and what they're doing, and that's what it's all about. So.
It really is. That's really where we pull the guests from, are things we hear about different clubs, what they're doing, what people are doing. We talked about that today, in fact, with our staff to be on the lookout for those kind of people.
Nice.
I'm always amazed at how you remember so many people's names and faces
Right.
when we have them on the show, considering it's like a crash course in exchange
That's
when you head to the
true.
convention.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we recorded a live episode there at convention.
Oh, yeah,
too.
that was
fun.
interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
That was.
It was a little different to be in front of people.
It was.
Felt
Yeah.
a little bit on the hot seat.
Yes, yes. And we did it at like 5 o'clock. Remember?
Yes.
Like, toward the end of the week.
I do remember
We're like,
that.
never again. And
We
doing it at
vividly
5 o'clock.
remember.
Yes. Everybody was ready to go, probably including us.
It's like
Yeah.
we're losing
Yes.
personality here.
But at least now we can laugh about it and say next time
Exactly.
we'll do it like
Yeah.
10 a.m. or something.
Yes, most definitely. But I think for me, and I think probably you too, I know flashing back to convention, we all got to meet our youth award winners.
Yes.
And I know you sat down with them and conducted some interviews, some conversation pieces. And then we've talked to them a couple of times this year. And I know every year we say they're impressive, they're awesome. And this group is just really tuned in and engaged. And last year too, I think this podcast situation has helped us maintain that contact and keeping them in front of members who are so supportive and really want to follow their journey.
Yeah, at that age, life is so different. If you can think back, about what your focuses were and your concerns and that sort of thing. But this group of kids really seems to have embraced Exchange's mission, and they really understood who we are and why we were giving them these scholarships, which was very, very nice.
Definitely, and great to see and connect with them throughout the school year, hear about what they're doing, and then, hear them mention Exchange and mention talking, keeping in touch with their fellow winners, which is part of the beauty of it, is that, via our network, we can connect them together too, and connect them with somebody who has a similar situation going on.
Yep, and they have become friends, and I can't wait
Yes.
to see what their collective thoughts bring to the world. For
I
sure.
agree. Always impressive and always a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, those kids are amazing. It's just, I mean, it's hard not to learn something from them.
Right.
It really
It's very
is.
humbling.
It is very humbling. Yes. Right. Yeah.
We hear that from a lot of people, that they're always amazed by what the kids have to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
we've done some fun stuff from my realm, AI and social media. We talk about social media a lot year after year, but it's never a stale topic. So much changes in that realm within 1 year. So I think we received some great advice from Jason Hines
Yes.
on AI, and I believe he was also with us for the social media.
I believe he was. I happen to have a handy little list here because I
Yeah.
did want to mention his last episode because it was so well received and so informative. I know one of them was episode 77, where he explained how AI can boost club engagement via social media. And he's been such a great partner.
Oh, he's wonderful. He's amazing. Just like Brad, he embraces what we do and what we're here to do for the communities in this country, and has wanted to become part of that force.
Well, that is
It's
so
nice.
great when we find partners like Brad and Jason who really become partners, who are invested in what we do and the relationships and the organization, and really want to help succeed and move things forward.
Absolutely. I feel like they always have my back.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's such a great organization, I mean, it really is. And you, obviously, the two of you are fantastic to work with,
Well,
as
thank
I've
you.
told you many times over the years. But at the same time, you also feel like you're doing something. You're giving back. You're helping to, just do good in the community, not just here, but around the country.
Right.
Which is great, especially with the podcast, just reaching so many people. It's really wonderful to get feedback and learn from all these people around the country what they're doing within their own communities and how they can apply it and how we can apply it here. And it's so much fun to learn. It really is.
Yeah. It's a niche.
Yes.
For me, a niche marketing, community. And I think you've seen, how many different types and demographics of people we have in the communities they're serving.
Yes.
And,
For sure.
they're not cookie cutter
No,
clubs.
not at all.
No.
No, not at all.
I mean, we've had some great episodes. What number did we have, Tracy, about making your club strong, how to be a strong club?
Oh, that was a great one.
That was a great one.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was recent too, I think.
It
It
was.
was.
More
That was
recent, yeah.
76. Was it How to Be a Great Club with the Exchange Club of Griffin, Georgia, with Todd and Matt talking?
They had some
Yeah.
awesome out of the box ideas that
They did.
that we've talked about internally, shared with other staff.
I thought it was cool to hear their enthusiasm because they're both longtime members. So it's not like they joined within the last year, but to still have that energy and enthusiasm. And they make every meeting a recruiting meeting.
Yep.
They have, brochures and different things at every meeting to bring people in. And they really know how to work it, because we always say it's not just one person who has the responsibility to bring somebody in and get them to join the club. It depends on the vibe of the club. Does that person see themselves being a member of the club? And that takes everybody working together.
Yes, yeah,
For
we
sure.
talk a lot about culture.
Right.
Year after year after year. And, we're aware that people don't join the national organization, right? They're joining their local level clubs
Yeah.
Yes.
who have our support. They're joining the culture of that club.
Definitely.
Which hopefully trickles, from national headquarters and the leadership throughout our organization. But that's what keeps them, that warm, fuzzy feeling, talking about how you feel like you're doing good in your community and
Yes.
networking with the right people. And
In fact, today at our staff meeting back at national headquarters, we had our most recent magazine there.
Yep.
And it's beautiful as always, but a couple of the staff members thought it was the best one that they've seen yet. And, we're approaching 115 years of exchange, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And exciting, really.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. And, let's, talking about our staff meeting, I love this. Every year at the beginning of the calendar year, Tracy leads a staff meeting, and we pick our powerful, how do you call them?
Positive power words.
Positive power words.
Yes.
Yes. And we picked some great ones
We
this
did.
year. We had innovation,
Yes.
be innovative, integrity, and inspiring.
And I think we wove that into inspiring innovation with integrity.
Yes, we did.
I love it.
Yep.
And it kind of really sums up Exchange's culture, right? And what people want it to be is people join and they want it to be an organization that operates on integrity. And I always tell people too that really we're proud of how we innovate, so that we always offer a current and relevant product. And then just being inspiring via our motto, our mission, and all the great things people are doing all over.
Yep. So we try to. We don't try. We do live it at national headquarters too. You know. So that's what we're going to live by this year.
Yes.
We're going to embrace those 3 words and put it into absolutely everything we do.
Absolutely.
And, it's not something she just does at the beginning of the year. We bring it back meeting after meeting. We touch on it and say, how are we accomplishing these goals? It's awesome.
Yeah,
it is.
That is really cool.
Great way to kick things off.
No, it is.
Good reminders throughout the year to really keep you focused, because like we talked about, everybody has a day, but then when you think about that, it kind of brings you back to what's really important.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Choose your mood.
Choose your mood.
Choose your mood. There you go.
So talking about our, it's hard to drill down to what our favorite episodes were, because we've had 23 episodes this year, right?
Full episodes,
23 full episodes. And then, of course, we have the, what do you call them?
I call them fillers.
Fillers, yes.
You can call them whatever you want. Short episodes, quick ones, whatever, but I call them fillers.
But 23 full recorded episodes, and I know if we talked about every single one, we'd say, oh, that was our favorite, that was our favorite. But for you listen to not just our episodes, but every other company, person, organization you work with. So what stood out to you this year with our group?
I think, honestly, it really was when we're interviewing somebody, it's just the passion that comes through when they're talking about whatever it is they're talking about. It could be what they've done in their club. It could be accomplishments that they've had. It's just their passion always comes through, and they just seem like they're having a lot of fun doing whatever it is that they're doing in the name of Exchange, and I love that. That's kind of like, I think the theme for me is that just comes through every single time. Is it isn't like, oh geez, all right, I gotta go do this podcast. Here's what we did. It was tough. No, it's like, oh, we did this and we did that, and it was really neat, and this was successful. And sometimes they'll even say we tried this and it didn't work, and so we're not gonna do that again. But this other thing that we did was great because it did this. And I think that's the best thing about it, really, is just that enthusiasm and that energy that we get from all of our guests, I think. We breeze right into the studio and just kind of throw energy at you. It comes from every angle. It does,
but that's a good point. Anytime we reach out to somebody and invite them to be on the podcast, they joyfully and enthusiastically accept. Nobody has ever said, no, I don't have time. And these are busy people, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or I don't want to do this, but they're always super enthusiastic to join us and share, as you said, whatever they've been doing with a lot of enthusiasm and passion.
That's what always hits me. I'm like, wow, they are really excited.
Doesn't matter what we're talking about. We get a lot of energy in here.
There's just so much energy,
That is true.
And then even in like as I call them, the fillers that we do, which are every other week and outside of a full episode, I learn a lot in those too, because those are also great reminders of, I think, what's happening with an Exchange.
Definitely.
Like, don't forget about this, event on this date, or this, this whatever thing is coming up.
Right.
They're just great reminders for people, and people do listen to those just as much as they listen to the full episodes, because again, I think it just reminds them of, oh, I need to do this, or hey, this is what we're focusing on next month, or whatever it might be. And so those definitely are good reminders, I think, for people too.
We do. We try to make it useful. The filler, something that's going to be uplifting, or remind you about even a national holiday that's coming up. I think we did World Kindness Day.
Something like that.
Stuff like that. Just kind of, they're short and sweet, but they're meant to be inspiring.
Inspiring. And hopefully people listen to that and they think, oh yeah, okay.
Right. And our hope too is that, just like the words you just talked about, our hope is that people are inspired by what they hear.
Yes.
Inspired to keep doing what they're doing, go do something, or to have the belief that, hey, their club did that, my club can do that too.
For sure. For sure. And I think that goes along too with innovation, like you said.
Yes.
As far as what's coming up for the year, I think that's important. And that people can see that and think, okay, how can I be innovative? What can I do that's different?
Right.
And that's what drives it. So.
And I have to say, the guests inspire us too.
Definitely.
I mean, we go back and we say, we heard about this, and this, or this product is something that members have asked for. This is something that they're using. So we use it as an opportunity to also help fulfill our goal of serving our members.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. And you're right. So many times we end and just sit here and say, wow,
I know.
that was amazing. They were amazing.
Yep.
That literally happens more often.
It does.
than people probably realize. We
That's
just end.
true. We brag about all of you if you were on.
It's
this
true.
thing.
Like,
It's
yeah,
true.
like the guests will leave and we say, okay, are they out? Yeah, they're out. Wow,
Right,
that was neat.
right, yes.
Yep.
That happens
For
so many
sure.
times.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do have to be
Yeah.
honest and tell people, though, we've tried morning podcasts and we're not quite as perky.
No,
These need to be afternoon
They're usually in the
podcasts.
That is
afternoon,
Yeah.
right? That's true.
So we don't wake up that way. Well,
Right.
you do, Tracy, but I don't wake
I
up
could
that
I
way.
could hit it at about 5 if you ever want to schedule one then.
No.
No. I know.
We'll do a pajama party
There you go.
podcast
Right.
at 5.
There you go. There you, we'll be in bed. She'll be at the office.
Yeah. Well, it's fun too because just now, I like recording this episode where we talk about the year because looking at this list, I mean, some of these, and I say this with the great love and appreciation, but some of these episodes feel like they were 5 years ago,
know,
right? They
I
were
know,
just
they
a
do.
few months ago, but just life is a whirlwind and we get busy, but it's nice because recording this episode takes us back to really, again, stop and think about it.
Yep.
That's the beauty of the podcast library that you designed, Brad, is that people can always do that, right?
Sure.
They can, hopefully this recording to somebody who's listening, we can say something and they'll say, oh, I'm going to go back and check that out, or I'll go to the library because those are available anytime.
Sure. Yeah, they're just on whatever player you listen to or you use. That's where they're all going to be, and it happens all the time when we look at the stats. People go back all the time and look at stats from a year or two ago, even, or an episode rather from a year or two ago, and this one played, or this had 5 plays in the last month, or whatever. It doesn't have to be a current episode. I mean, most of them are, but a lot, every single week we see some that were listened to from months ago and sometimes years ago. So,
It doesn't get stale.
No, it doesn't.
It does not.
No.
I mean, I think back to even, for example, when we had Kristie Redrup in here from Communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's from the
Yeah.
marketing agency that helps us. They did our new, not our new, but our newer joint exchange video,
Yes.
Yes.
and that sort of thing. They've spent time with our clubs across the country. I mean, they've traveled to Texas. They've really gotten to know a lot about us. And our clubs can go back and revisit that episode and pick up different kernels of knowledge
For
that
sure.
maybe hadn't resonated at first, or if it's a how-to guide on how to better your social media, for example, you can go back and rewind it and say, you're tracking your progress, re-listening to the next step, that sort of thing.
That's true. And I think it's important too because every club is at a different stage with whatever it is that they're doing. So they may not be ready for, say, a social media upgrade or whatever, or concentration within their club, but they can go back 6 months from now and go back and listen to that episode.
Yep.
So that's that's great.
It's just fun to follow the journey. I think, whether it's Griffin, Georgia, or Fort Smith, Arkansas, or the new Lee County, Georgia, just to get with them again to see what they're doing. Just like with the people, we have some repeat guests who've been partners with us, Rich Wistocki,
Yep.
Amelia Earhart. It's just fun to reconnect with them and see. It's always amazing to hear what they've done since the first time we met them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Amelia was a fun one.
Definitely.
I mean, there was a little bit of a blast from the past for
It
us.
was because we were with her 2020-ish, or was it?
It was before 2020.
Was it?
Right afterward. Yeah, I mean, it took us back,
you
and she was
did.
inspiring to talk to all over again.
Yes.
It was almost like the first time we met her. And she's grown exponentially in her career since we first met her.
Yeah.
And it was fun to hear how we were part of that journey.
Yeah,
and I'm
that
sure
was
it'll be the same with somebody like Marley Williams, who was
Uh-huh.
our keynote speaker at the recent convention and so dynamic on stage and with our members who
Yep.
just were. It was cool because she was so uplifting that our members were uplifted through the entire convention. That definitely was lasting. And then to connect with her, you're here. I'm sure, again, somebody like Marley, when we connect in a couple of years, it'll be great to see what she's doing then.
Yeah, that reminds me. I should reach out to her because I told her we were going to be friends.
Yes, yes, you did. That's right.
So I should reach out to her
Yes,
and
you
see how
did.
my friend's doing.
You should, yes.
You should do that.
Plan something, yeah.
Yes. You know, and I think it's
Definitely.
funny about doing these episodes is I don't always know about the person, like their story.
True.
Before they come on. And then I just say, okay, it's this person, invite them, you know, and sometimes I recognize the name, but oftentimes I don't.
Right.
And so there were some that really threw me for a loop, like Amelia Earhart. I'm like, wait a minute, are you sure that's who this is? Like,
How did you
know,
find it? The rest of the world's been looking
right,
for
we've been
her.
looking for her for a long time.
Right.
How did you find her?
Yes.
And she comes up and then I hear the story. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense.
And then you think, wow, how did that even happen, right? It's amazing.
Exactly.
But part of the fun, I think, for us when we're on this side of the camera and you're back there is to sometimes watch your expressions, right? Because to your point, we know, you know, we we plan, we schedule those things, and then this catches you sometimes completely off guard, and to see your reaction to the person or the story or something is always fun.
Or when we get into the mad giggles, you know,
and
we're all
he's writing down.
This is how we pause.
That's what we call it.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's something else they can't hear either.
That's
Brad's back there scribbling. I got it.
Yes.
If we mess up, we clap, and then we
Yes.
stop recording. We edit that later, of course. But yeah, that happens all the time.
It does. It's fun. Well, it's been such a fun experience and more to come. So to anybody listening, you know, we're always looking just for unique, interesting people, clubs. If your club is doing something great, even if you're not an exchange club, you know, we want to talk to everybody and just share stories with our members.
Absolutely. Everything is a springboard for something.
It is.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I just have to say, as you know, we're in 2026.
Yes.
And, Exchange has big things coming.
I know. Do you want to give them a teaser? I know. For anybody, did you watch the ball drop on New Year's Eve?
We watched some of it. Yeah.
Okay, and they had an America 250 ball drop, and I know this is something that Kristie and I have been talking about for, honestly, years, and people would think they didn't care or they thought big deal because it was so far off.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of things planned, as you saw at convention. We were planning and had displays for America 250. Well, now it's here. The year is here, and now it's exciting because I think now people are thinking, oh, cool, I saw that on New Year's Eve, and I'm seeing it more in my community. I'm seeing it more with exchange clubs who are taking the lead with fields of flags all over the country and freedom shrines and all the great things they're doing. Yep. It's a big year.
It is, and we're a partner in the
Definitely.
America 250 movement, which was developed by Congress, by the way.
Yes.
It's not an exchange thing, though. We're proud to ride the wave.
Yes, yes, indeed.
You know, so we do have big things coming, ways that we can participate with the actual America 250 campaign. But, you know, just some stuff to help put exchange on the map.
Yes.
You know, and I can't think of a better organization, honestly, to help celebrate the sesquicentennial.
Absolutely.
We've been around for almost 115 years now.
That's
You know,
with a focus on Americanism the entire time.
The entire time. You know, and we have a very proud history going back to, you know, our leadership in aviation.
Yes.
Some of the work that was done post-World War II. You know, all of that is part of Exchange's history as well. So we're deeply intertwined with America's history.
Absolutely, and I believe our motto, Unity for Service, lends itself so well because really that's what everyone wants their community to look like. Everyone wants their country to be united, for people to just work together. And you see that just really exemplified by exchange clubs when they bring people together.
Yep, it is one of the most inspiring things about exchange clubs is that, you know, we're non-political.
Yes.
We're non-religious. We're open to everyone, and you can see in the clubs, you know, you can tell that there are people who are putting their otherwise differences aside to work toward bettering their communities, which is really what it's all about.
Absolutely. I say all the time, you know, in the exchange club that I belong to, I would have never met any of those people.
No.
But I'm so thankful I did. You know, nothing really, there's not really commonalities in terms of hobbies or family or anything, but we get together and do great things and have an awesome time.
Absolutely. And I'm excited about our incoming president, Fussell Hughes.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna kick off his year in July when we're celebrating the actual 250th. So big things coming in that regard as well.
Well, for sure, even at the convention site in July, the Exchange Club of Omaha has a large field of flags planned so that I know our attendees will be able to view and walk through and really get the whole feel for it all.
Yeah, if anyone remembers, were we in Houston?
Yes.
Where we did the
Houston was one. Memphis, we had one.
Memphis, we had one. Yep. So the Field of Flags are really something that our members enjoy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they always draw the local community out.
Absolutely.
And it's a good way for us to get our name out in that particular, when we travel to a community, we take out billboards. We try to announce our arrival at the airport, with different, bulletins and whatnot in the airports. So we try to announce our presence, and a Field of Flags there's really no better way.
No, especially
That's
this year.
Especially this year. You
Right.
Right.
And there will be those fields all over the country. So I know we have a lot planned, Brad, that you'll hear about.
Yep.
In terms of bringing clubs on to talk about their plans, whether it's a huge Field of Flags or a Freedom Shrine or a small scale project too, just something to get Exchange involved and take the lead in their community for this stellar opportunity.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of little give a kid a flag to wave flags are going to be roaming around the country this year.
And I like too that they being the country, it's designed to be celebrated all year, not just on July 4th. So I know some of the things that America 250 organizationally has planned, it's going to wrap up in December. Gives us a lot of time to
a
work
lot
with.
of time.
A lot of time. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great
It
year.
is, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
We're excited.
Definitely.
it's gonna be
Any thoughts on anything you want to bring up? Something you've really enjoyed this year, or a guest, or an experience?
Yeah, no, like I said before, I think I can't really pick one guest, honestly, that I've been like, wow, they really stand out, because to me, they all stand out.
Right.
I mean, they really do. I don't really have a favorite. I think some of my favorites are maybe the ones that I've met before. Maybe I met at convention, or we've had them on more than once. I mean, those are some of my favorites, I guess, because I know a little bit more about them. But then the other ones that I've really enjoyed are the ones that have a really unique story. Something that you're like, wow, I can't believe they did that. Like the Amelia Earhart, or whatever it might be. I mean, those were just really interesting, really really fun projects to be a part of, and yeah, so.
Good. And interesting no matter who you are. People listening, if you're not part of an Exchange Club, this is a great opportunity to become familiar and visit nationalexchangeclub.org to learn more and perhaps find a club in your community.
Yeah. We always want a new member, a new partner, a new sponsor,
Yep.
A new advocate.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whatever.
That's right.
Yes.
It's all good. Well, it's been so fun to record these with you this year,
Yeah, same
Brad,
here.
and thanks for your partnership. And
Yes.
Kristie, always fun to come in here and talk to people and go back and think about what more we can do.
Yep.
It's really fun.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you, Brad.
Thank
we
you.
truly appreciate you.
Thanks.
We sure do.
Well, I appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you. And on that note, the love and appreciation in this room, I think, is felt around the country. Thanks to our members for doing the amazing things you do in the name of Exchange. And to learn more, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org. And thanks for tuning in to this episode of Talk Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, easy breezy.
Yeah, it was.
Just flowed so
Just do it with
easily.
no guests all the time.
Yeah.
I know, I was thinking that.
You're like, our guest this week submitted bullet points.